Hello, everyone. I wanted to share with you what the difference is between a word of knowledge and a word of wisdom is. Because oftentimes people confuse those of understanding how they operate. First off, the word of knowledge and the word of wisdom are part of the three revelatory gifts written about in 1 Corinthians chapter 12. The word of knowledge and the word of wisdom and discerning of spirits are three of the actual revelatory gifts that many prophetic people go in and out of, and they don't understand which one they have. Well, let me first explain what a word of knowledge is and how it's different from a word of wisdom. A word of knowledge is a supernatural download of knowledge of what someone may be going through at the moment or what they went through in the past. It could be something like pain in their body that they're dealing with. It could be a sickness they're dealing with. It could be something that they've gone through emotionally in the past. A word of knowledge can be an instantaneous download of knowledge about something, it could be their name, it could be their address, it could even be their birthday. There's certain things that happen as an aspect of a word of knowledge, supernatural gift, that I call the word of knowledge the wow factor in the gifts of the Spirit. It's the gift of the Spirit that causes people's attention to really say, whoa, God's in the house. For instance, many times I've been ministering places and I'd get a word of knowledge about somebody's name, or maybe even their address, or maybe even their birthday. That all it does, it lets them know that God is personal, that He knows who they are. So it gets their attention. So when their attention happens, they're able to receive more of the word of the Lord. So a word of knowledge oftentimes can manifest as, for instance, a physical pain. Okay, say for instance you got a hurt shoulder or your right knee or you're dealing with something inside your body. A word of knowledge is the diagnostic tool of the Lord. Okay, a word of knowledge is diagnostic, whereas prophecy and the word of wisdom are prescriptive. See, God's like the amazing doctor. He's the amazing doctor. He'll give you a word of knowledge to give you like a diagnosis of what someone's dealing with, and then He'll give you the prescription like a doctor would through a prophetic word, such as even a word of wisdom. Now understand the difference. A word of knowledge is a supernatural download of knowledge of present and past. Present and past. Now what is a word of wisdom? A word of wisdom is a supernatural download of wisdom for present and future. Okay, it gives an instantaneous download of how to navigate moving forward. A word of wisdom could be something like, for instance, how to actually fix something. It could be how to do something in your business. You just know, you have an instantaneous knowledge. My wife operates really strong in the word of wisdom. Many times just dealing with the life, even with minor issues in the home. If something breaks, I remember one time we had our dryer broke and I wasn't around. And when it broke, we didn't have the money to fix it. Now my wife, thank God she's mechanical anyway. She likes to fix things, right? However, she never worked on a dryer before. So she's sitting there with the Lord, and He gives her an instantaneous download of a word of wisdom of how to fix something. So He gave her the wisdom and how to fix it. Words of wisdom are how to navigate circumstances and situations. Oftentimes it's how to navigate circumstances and situations that you're going through now, and also what you're going to go through in the future. Remember, words of knowledge are a download of knowledge for present and past. Words of wisdom are present and future. Word of wisdom gives you clarity, gives you understanding into how to navigate moving forward with your life. You'll oftentimes have a word of knowledge and a word of wisdom that they're tandem, they work together. So understand this, when the revelatory gifts kick in, they're always come in simultaneous. Sometimes they'll move one above the other, and it's amazing. God is amazing. Remember, they're His gifts. They're not yours. They're His gifts. He gives the spiritual gifts to whomsoever He wills. He says that in 1 Corinthians chapter 12, right? But in 1 Corinthians chapter 14, He tells us to desire spiritual gifts. Pursue love, desire spiritual gifts. I believe this. God desires to give the gifts to whoever is hungry for them, and whoever pursues love. I hope that helps you today. I'll be giving more teaching on this soon. God bless you. Bye-bye.